Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
Fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
Right here and right now. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Oh, Elise, good morning. What a great show we have today.
Don't we always?
Yes, yes. And,
Tell me.
we're going to be talking about some serious stuff today.
Like what?
Well, what do you do when the person you love doesn't love you?
Oh. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can't make somebody love you.
No, you cannot. But when they do love you, how can we get them to love you for the next 50 years or more?
Well, that's the beauty of love. You don't make somebody love you. You just, if you love somebody, hopefully they love you too. I mean,
that's right.
Typically,
we're going to talk all about that.
So you're stopping me from talking.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
He put his hand up right over my mouth.
It's like, talk to the ham, bitch.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with you?
Oh, well, I just, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with me. I just realized that, the point at which the average man reaches his sexual peak is between the ages of 17 and 18.
Oh, then yeah.
I just missed it.
You must be in sadness today.
Oh my God. And I know that the whole earth could be repopulated to its current level just using the number of sperm that could fit into an aspirin capsule.
Oh boy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. That is really crazy. Think of the damage you could have done.
That's right. There's a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, thinking about repopulating the earth with just
with just you.
Just a cat, not me.
I'm kidding. I'm talking about the vernacular you.
I know it's hard to believe, but I'm not between the ages of 17 and 18 any longer.
Well, maybe you don't look like you are, but you certainly are. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Thank you.
I know you had your 40th birthday. We all know.
Yes. And in my 40th birthday, I'm doing a lot more reading.
About?
Oh, about things,
Like?
Well, it's not necessarily what I like. It's what men like women to read.
Okay, like what?
Well, erotica.
Men want women to read erotica.
That's right.
Okay.
You women out there.
Do you have a reason why?
Yes.
Well, tell me why.
Well, your reading preferences as a woman can affect your dating life.
Okay. But, I read all kinds of things, but why would a man want me to read erotica as well?
Well, first of all, you're not single.
Okay.
So, if you're single.
Okay, so this is only if you're single.
If you're single and looking.
You did not say that.
Well, I just said it now.
Okay. So then, ladies who are married, we do not have to read erotica. Although it could be nice. But, okay. So
it helps relationships.
It's for the single ladies.
All right.
But I think it should be for everybody. So let's just forget that. Ladies, read erotica because Anthony Vincent says so.
And if you're single and looking, you might want to start flashing your titles around in public. So the men
Flash
know.
What?
Like the 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, so men know that's
probably
what you might
the most well-known book of erotica.
That you're going to be open. I understand.
Yes, yes. Now, this is according to a recent study of 1,700 people by elite singles. Now, 60% of the singles would prefer to date a book lover.
I have to say I agree with that. When you read and you're worldly about what you read, you have a lot to talk about and you think a lot. And I think readers are just fabulous.
Absolutely.
I'm a reader, and you know how, I always have something great to say.
Yes. Because it's you.
Yes. That's funny.
Now, women prefer men who read thrillers, about 19%.
Really?
Yeah. But the men are most attracted to women who read erotica.
Ah, interesting.
If you're a woman and you want to meet a man on your next subway ride or your coffee shop or your vacation, put down that paper and pick up that book of 50 Shades of something.
Huh. How do you like that? Wow.
Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you why.
I think I know why, and I think all of us ladies listening all know why also. But okay, we'll hear it from you, Anthony.
Alrighty. Men are likely to assume that a woman who reads erotica is a bit more open-minded.
That's exactly what I said.
And of course it is. Now, most men are very sexually driven, and they think about sex every few seconds.
Really? Every few seconds?
Every few. This is not me. This is true.
Okay.
Guys we're driven by sex. Now, a woman who sends out sexy signals is beyond appealing to
a man who always thinks about sex.
Well, and which is all men.
I see.
And reading erotica keeps those sex fires like stoked. You know, when a woman is feeling sexy, she emits a pheromone that literally magnetizes men to her.
You know, I completely understand that. I absolutely understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to
elaborate?
That's the word.
No. I don't. However, I will.
Okay.
I understand exactly what you're saying. It boils down to when you're getting dressed for the day and you put on your pretty little panties and your matching bra, you know what you have going on underneath. And then you have your outfit on and you're feeling sexy and fabulous because you know exactly what's underneath.
That's right.
So you're emitting that, like Anthony said, that pheromone because you're feeling sexy. Men do pick up on that. When you have a confident swag to your walk, they notice. Keep your head held high. Of course, you're going to smile. You don't have to be beaming, but you can smile and just, casually glance. See if there's a man that you find attractive. Look at him, look away, and then look back. Trust me, he's looking.
That's right. And, sexy novels are very educational for men. Especially if a guy wants to brush up on their sex skills, they should be reading a romance novel or two.
I agree with that. And I think that everybody should read a romance novel or two. It's important to keep up with that. Not only the romance and the sex, it's important to just keep up with it because whether you're married or not, you want to keep the fire going.
Keep the flame hot.
Yeah.
Keep the
always.
attraction high.
Definitely keep the attraction high.
Now, go ahead.
Okay. No. What were you going to say?
No, go you first.
Okay. So it's interesting. You make a plan to do something. And unfortunately, to be with, somebody, you make a plan. Sometimes with our busy schedules, let's face it, we have to plan our intimacy sometimes. It doesn't always just happen because there's no time. But sometimes you plan it and it falls through. Well, that on both ends, that keeps a little bit going. You're waiting for that. And then you're waiting for the next moment that you're with this person that you love or desire. And then it's really hot. Then everything is really hot because you didn't get that moment of togetherness because, something came up. You had to go to the PTA meeting. A meeting was called. Whatever it is, you didn't get that planned moment. So when you are together again, it's going to be hot.
That's
because
right.
Everything is really high at that point.
That's right. And just like you said, men aren't the only ones who learn from reading this sexy literature. Erotica is it's like a great training ground for women who want to be more sexual because they're kind of out of the loop because they're going to the PTA meetings and they may not know how to start being more sexy. So a woman who reads the erotica, she could probably be better able to lower her inhibitions and stimulate the largest sex organ of her body.
And we already know what that is.
That's right. The brain.
What is it? Yes.
The brain.
Everything happens in the brain. That's where everything sexy really is.
It's
right between the eyes.
You're right. It's being sexy is not between your legs. It's between your ears.
Yes. Between your ears, between your eyes, somewhere in your head.
So if you girls from reading, these articles feel more sexy, they'll turn their guys on, and
absolutely.
And I'm reading this article about guys should have about 20 orgasms a month, and because if you have much less than that, you risk prostate cancer.
Well, don't get all scared there. Okay, I mean, they're saying that's a really good thing to have a lot of sex and to keep everything going.
And to have more sex.
But just because you don't doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get cancer either.
Well, this article says that having a daily orgasm, or almost that you'll lower.
That's just good for you anyway.
Well, you'll lower your risk of prostate cancer by 33%.
Wow.
Yeah. Men who ejaculate more than 21 times a month are 1/3 as likely to get prostate cancer as those who only, get off maybe 4 to 7 times a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And yes, it counts when you're alone too.
Yes, it does.
There's some,
an orgasm is an orgasm is an orgasm.
That's right.
It's true.
According to a Harvard study from 2004, the study's authors hypothesized that getting rid of all that baby batter releases the beneficial hormones, or that the flushing out of the old sperm regularly may purge these precancerous cells.
Baby batter?
Baby batter.
That's what it's called? They call it baby batter?
Baby batter.
Notice how I waited until you were done with that sentence.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted you to be able to, just get it out before I went back to baby batter. I've never heard that term before.
Either have I.
I haven't, and I'm totally going to use it.
Yes. Well, you heard it first right here on Trend Radio.
Baby batter. Ay.
Now, of course, 20 orgasms a month. They also say to to make sure that you can get it up when you need to try to have 2 or 3 cups of coffee, that caffeine equivalent a day. The researchers over at the University of Texas, and their study found that men who consume like 85 to 170 milligrams of caffeine daily are 42% less likely to report any kind of erectile dysfunction. And we get a lot of our shows on erectile dysfunction. It seems to be a big problem.
Wow, so caffeine is a really cool thing.
Yeah, docs think that the caffeine relaxes the arteries and the muscles leading to the penis, allowing for a more and better erection.
You hear that, guys? Drink your coffee. You know what? I never want to hear anybody saying, I don't like coffee. I don't want a latte. Drink your coffee. Be a man. Man up.
What does it do for girls? The caffeine.
I love caffeine.
Yeah.
I can't live without it. It just makes me feel fabulous.
Well, you feel fabulous. And you look fabulous.
I like the way you say fabulous. I don't know how say that again like that.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. I like it.
But, for as fabulous as you look, do you know that you, and when I say you, I mean the vernacular you,
I know,
only wear about 20% of your wardrobe?
I fit into that vernacular, yes.
You do?
I do.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you find yourself passing over, your new jeans morning after morning in favor of your old faithful ones?
Well, it's not that. I mean, I like new jeans too. I mean, that's not the thing. But what I do find, there are certain tops that I absolutely love. And I find myself circulating these tops. And I have others, I have tons of clothing. But for some reason, I find myself wearing the same boots, the same type of look all the time, because that's just what I feel the most comfortable in.
Mm-hmm. So then you also have that, that perfect dress for a party that you'll be invited to, but that dress will still be hanging in your closet with the tag still on it.
I don't wear dresses. I have a couple of them hanging there.
Okay.
Because I don't like them. My go-to if I have a party or something is that perfect power suit with it's on the feminine side. A jacket would have some ruffle or whatnot. It's Valentino. But anyway, aside from that, it's the perfect suit. And so I would wear that, and it's dressy and it's fabulous. And I love that. I don't get into dresses. I don't like them.
Okay, so you fall right into that. The 20% of the clothes in the average person's closet are worn on a regular basis.
Yes, I fall into that.
Yeah, this is according to the chief design officer for California Closets. They were interviewed in the Wall Street Journal. Mm-hmm. Now, everything else wasn't perfect when you bought it, but you keep holding on to it, with the hopes that it will become appropriate and look good on it.
It's interesting that you say that. I do have some things that I bought because I thought they were really fantastic and I thought they looked good on me. And then I bring them home and for some reason, I'm not loving it yet. So I put it back in the closet and it just kind of hangs there. And then I go to it again. Well, maybe. And it just, for some reason, it's never perfect. And at that point, you can't return it because it's already over the time period. So it kind of just hangs there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do understand. But I start to give things away.
Okay. So very good. So you like it, but maybe it's a little tight. Maybe it's a little baggy, or you think, well, it won't bother me. It's just there.
It's not perfect, so I give those things away. If
Right.
after 6 months I haven't, 6, 8 months, whatever, I haven't worn it, then it goes into the giveaway.
Yeah, I have a hard time doing that.
I do too, but the kinds of things I do is like I have, some favorite people, of course, and I'll give those things that I've really liked so much that I don't wear anymore or don't have any use for. I'll give it to those favorite people.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Sometimes I think that I might have a use for it in the future, but what happens for me, that day never comes.
Yeah,
And,
me too.
And as for how to avoid filling up, my closet with more low rotation duds, there was like a 2008 report in the Journal of Marketing Research.
Yeah.
Found that in the long term, you're most likely to regret passing up a splurge in favor of something practical or less expensive.
Well, for me, I'm always looking for the sale.
Yeah, me too.
That. I'm always looking for the sale, except when I absolutely need something very specific for a particular event. If I need something for something that's very, very important, then I don't worry about it. I go, and whatever the cost is, I eat that because I know that it's very specific what I need. But typically, you'll find me in, vintage stores, and, one of my favorites is red, white, and blue. I love that.
Yep.
But, I'm also a Nordstrom shopper too. So I think that my balance with things like that really works. And when I don't want something anymore, again, everything that I own, everything I've loved, or that, I've found a reason to have it. So if I find a reason to have it, it's because I love it. Everyone and everything in my life, there's a reason that it's there because I love it or love them. Mm-hmm. So if I decide that I don't want it anymore or want you anymore, then I dispose of it. And then I become done, and there's got to be a reason for that.
Yeah, I just finished reading a very short book called The Millionaire Next Door.
Uh-huh. I know that book.
You know that book, right?
Yeah.
Now, this was the interesting thing. So these millionaires next door are regular people that you don't know are millionaires. And the question was asked, where did they buy and how much did they spend on the last article of clothing that they bought, particularly jeans? And every one of these millionaires next door that were asked that question, they all went to vintage shops or secondhand stores
My favorite.
or consignment stores.
Yep, that's my favorite.
Yeah, and they say you can find some really interesting things.
Absolutely.
Now, these are people that are millionaires, and the jeans that they're buying are $5 and $6.
I get it, and I love it. And that makes me happy because, think about this for just a minute. Well, I've already told you my story. I found a pair of jeans that are normally almost $300. Okay, they're the True Religion, jeans, $300. And I was in red, white, and blue. You have to also know what you're looking for. You really do. But I was in red, white, and blue, and I saw a pair of jeans with the tags on them, ladies and gentlemen, with the tags on them. Okay, never worn. $40. Well, they were $80 actually, but then it was 50% off, so it was $40. They were $40.
Oh, you were there on Senior Citizens Day?
No, I don't know. I'm not a senior citizen. I don't know. That doesn't, that doesn't work for me yet. But certain tag colors were on sale. Anyway, so these jeans ended up being $40 with the tags on them. Like I said, nobody ever worn them. True Religion, $40. Perfect. So fantastic. Love these jeans. But because I wouldn't have spent $300 on them. And typically, I wouldn't even spend $40 on my jeans. But these were different. I knew that these are very well worth it just because of the name alone. But I'm not even a name dropper. I've gotten jeans for $3 that I absolutely love. And I've also gotten jeans, again, in Nordstrom for, $95 because I needed them for something very specific. And they fit perfectly. And I needed that for that, So, that's a different thing. But my typical is I love to be able to find a good deal.
That's what it's all about.
I think so.
A good deal.
I think so.
Don't touch that dial. We will be right back after a word from our sponsor. Who's our sponsor?
Us.
And we're going to talk about when the person that you love this person, doesn't love you back.
Ouch.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
So, Elise, I shared this story with you. I think it was last week.
Okay.
And,
what was it?
I had a friend at the gym that I would work out with, and a friend, not a no romantic thing involved. Wasn't a love interest, but a friend who. I did her hair. We were close. We belonged to the same gym, and we would work out. And occasionally, we'd be working out at the same time, and we would work out together, and shoot the bull a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well, she moved away for about 2 years,
Okay.
and eventually she came back. And I ran into her into the gym, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Good to see you." We caught up a little bit, and she was coming, I was going. Well, so last week, I'm in the middle of my workout, and she walks in. It doesn't see me, and I let that go. I wanted to get my workout done. I didn't want to interrupt her workout. And what happened was, we went to another area of the gym, and by coincidence, she walked in. I walked in, probably 10 yards behind her, and she saw my reflection in the gym,
In the
mirror, and made an about face and left the area that we were both going to be working
So
out.
basically, what you're saying is she saw you, she turned
Dissed me.
around and walked away
Yes.
without saying anything.
Without saying hello, how you doing? It hurt me tremendously.
Well, number one, never take anything personally.
That's right.
Okay, that's the first thing. Number two, why did it hurt you? What were you feeling at that time?
Well, that I wasn't going to bug her, interrupt her workout, but
Are you absolutely positively sure that she saw you?
no, I'm not absolutely positively. But the point that I'm making is I felt awful thinking that she saw me, didn't want to talk to me. Wasn't like she was an ex or anything. She walked out. So
But you don't know what's going on in her life.
the point that I'm making is that if it hurt my feelings this much, that just when a friend kind of disses you a little bit, what does it feel like when the person that you love doesn't love you back? That's got to be heartbreaking and
How do you
awful.
get into a relationship and fall in love with somebody who doesn't love you, though? Or doesn't, I mean, I understand what it's like for a relationship to change. You know, like when you're having a relationship and you can fall out of love with somebody, that can happen, and somebody else can still be in love. So, I mean, that could happen, but typically that, you know that that's happening. You know that that's coming. It must be, I imagine, very, very difficult for somebody to be in love with somebody who doesn't love them.
Well, love doesn't always happen at the same time.
No.
So maybe one person loved and the other never did love, just liked. And when they realized that the person loves them a little too much, was really not that into them. And
And then they left.
and then they left. Yeah.
You know what's amazing, though?
The
How do you
hurt
fall?
is still bad.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I've had that actually, now that I think back.
I
But
thought everybody loves you.
yeah, well, I'm very blessed that way, but I've been in relationships before where I've loved more and the person didn't love me as much, and then, we ended things, and that's painful.
Famous words of my friend Popey always says, honey, it's always a good that they love you a little bit more than you love them.
Yes.
That's what she says,
Yes,
and I think
that is
she's right.
Popey. Popey is right, but the only thing is that if we all think that, then we're all going to be going crazy. The truth of the matter is that you know when it's right. You know when something is right because you can feel when something isn't right. You can feel it. You know.
Of course, but we ignore it.
Well,
And
don't. Trust yourself. No one knows better than you. Trust yourself.
well, I've learned that, and I learned this a long time ago. I used to sell soap. I did. I sold soap.
I know this. I think I've heard this story.
Yes, you have.
About the soap.
And we used to have meetings on how to sell the soap. And
You don't want my soap?
this
You don't want my soap?
this was the
I love this man. This guy.
Hey, I'm the cleanest guy
I love you.
ever
You don't want my
want to
soap?
meet. I got a lot of soap. Here, smell me. Smell me.
Yeah, you
Huh?
smell good.
I smell
you always
good.
smell
Damn
good.
right I
you
do.
smell like soap.
Alrighty. So
Lemongrass soap.
and it used to hurt our feelings, and really we'd get depressed because nobody would buy our damn soap.
Nobody wanted your soap.
And so our direct manager would tell us, if somebody doesn't want your soap, don't sell it to them. Sell it to somebody who wants
it?
your soap.
Yeah, but that's like with anything.
That's with love. If someone doesn't love you, find someone who does.
Exactly.
Don't go to pieces over it. And we give this advice over and over again.
Absolutely.
But no one ever listens.
Absolutely.
They don't listen. Let them go. Hold out for someone who loves you for you.
More importantly, love yourself first.
Ah, yes,
if
right.
you love yourself, you're not going to put yourself in a situation where somebody doesn't love you. You'll know.
That's right.
Feel it.
There is that person out there, Mr. or Mrs. Right will never question your value, will never not love you
as long as you
unconditionally.
value yourself.
That's right. And this person who has rejected you in some way
But they're
is
not the one for you.
not the one for you. That's right. They're not the one
They're
for
not
you.
for you.
Now, but you say that, but you might think
You
that
can't
this,
help how you feel, though.
That's right. You think this person is like perfect in every way.
But they're not.
No.
If they don't love you, then it doesn't work. It doesn't mesh.
That's right, because this person doesn't want you.
Exactly.
And
that person, unfortunately, probably has a lot of work to do on themselves.
Well,
and they have to do their own thing. So, it's okay. Pull away.
we all need
Back
work.
up.
We
Of
all need work.
course. Do you?
Well, I'm pretty good, but
Do you need some work?
There's a couple of things.
Do you need me to get my toolbox?
No, just the tweezers. I got a couple of, since I turned 40, I got a couple of wild hairs growing out all over the damn place. But anyway, not wanting you and not appreciating you and the value that you bring to someone's life is not a little thing. It's a big thing.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah. And if this person doesn't love you, doesn't want you,
And doesn't value you.
and doesn't or appreciate you, they're not
Worth.
perfect. That's right. They're not perfect. They're not perfect for
And
you.
they're not worthy of you.
That's right. Because they have a flaw, and their flaw.
They have a flaw.
Yes, not you. You
Yeah,
need.
so don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Just like with, that situation with your friend at the gym. Don't take that personally.
No, I didn't. But if we run into each other, well, I did take it personally.
Yes, you did.
But
you know what?
I've
Don't
learned.
take it personally. And you know what? When you run into her another time, smile.
I'll smile.
and
I'll say
hello.
hi, and if she feels like talking, she'll come and talk.
Exactly.
But I'm not.
But you know what? Don't give her your soap.
I'm not.
Good.
I'm not. I'm going to keep it for
Save your
myself.
soap. Well, save your soap for the people who want your soap
Or who need it. There's some really stinky people in that gym.
or who want your soap.
That's right. When you finally do find someone who wants your soap and wants it for a lifetime,
It should be for a lifetime.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
the love that you can share together. And
grow together.
yeah.
And that's a nice thing.
And where best to get this information, but from couples that have been married over 50 years and share simple advice on
Like our
making it work.
grandparents.
Just like our grandparents.
Yeah.
That's right. And, Elise, you and I, we always read about, how and talk about how difficult marriage is, but yet we never see anything about the many couples that have what it takes for the long haul.
Oh, no. I see that. I've seen that. I have some friends that have actually been married for 50 plus years.
That's wonderful. And
they're still alive.
And what do we say? We say if you want to be a millionaire, you hang out with millionaires. If you want to be honest and truthful and straightforward, you hang out with people who are honest, truthful,
Like-minded people.
like-minded people.
Yes.
That's right.
You want to do that.
You want to be married for 50 years, and you're more than halfway into that already.
I am.
Yes, you are. Talk to people who have been married for over 50 years. And that's exactly what we did.
Yes.
Yes, we did. And you know that 6% of married couples in the United States, and according to a 2010 census report, have been married 50 years or longer.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
And what lessons can we learn from these people?
I can imagine. I mean, I think, before you even go on, I think that it's important to be communicative,
Yes.
communicate, and to be truthful. I think that's very important, and to be respectful.
Of course.
Not everybody is. So you say that, of course, like it should be a no-brainer, but it's not.
Well, that's because life is not easy. Life is hard.
And some people don't respect.
Anything that's easy is not usually worth
Exactly.
Worth the
So
work.
what do you have,
Well, okay.
according to your study?
Well, no, according to the study, it was that 6% of married couples have been married for 50 years or longer. Now, Gene and Beverly. You know Gene and Beverly,
Okay.
right? Now, they said I do 54 years ago. 3 children and 5 grandchildren.
Wow.
Wonderful. And they stayed together because Gene says we always make time for one another.
That's important.
Always.
It's
Yes.
very important. If you want anything to be successful, make time for it.
That's right. A lot of couples that that go to marriage therapy, they find themselves estranged. They live in the same house, sleep in the same bed, they rear the same children, but feel emotionally disconnected.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And the reason they let the busyness of life become more important than maintaining their bond.
I have to tell you something that I can see how that could get away from you. I really could. Life can really get away from you, and busyness and work, and I can see how we can let our priorities slip. But, it's amazing.
How many, and you and I, we've been in business a long time.
Yes.
And we know thousands of people. And how many of them stay together, they raise their children, get them off to college, the kids are out of the house.
And then they get divorced.
They have nothing in common anymore.
Exactly. Fortunately, that didn't happen to me, which I'm very grateful. But one thing that I have noticed this year especially, I really realized this year what my priorities are. And I've really been focused on making sure that I take care of what my priorities are.
Praise God.
And that's been, I learned it the hard way, actually. I learned it the hard way. But if you noticed, I've been taking off time. I've been doing different things. I've been making sure that every area of my life that's important to me is being well taken care of.
And it's good that you even recognize what areas of your life are important to you.
I have.
Beverly says that they realized very early on how easy it would be to let the hobbies work and even the kids get in the way of them spending time together. So
that's what happens.
That's right. So hell or high water, Gene and Beverly decided that they would have a date night. And I don't know if that term was coined way back when, but even to this day, 54 years later, they still have a date night, and they've done that.
Thing.
Yeah, they've done that for over 50 years.
See, that's a fantastic thing, and that just shows that they're each other's priority.
Yeah,
and so they're taking care of that. I also think that another thing that's very, very important, and I say this often. I know that we've had this conversation before. If you love somebody, don't try to change them. Enhance them.
That's right.
Why would you change something that you fell in love with or that you fell in like with?
That's right.
The reason that you liked it or love it is because it's perfect the way it is. So work with it, enhance it, be yourself, do whatever it is that you want to do, but don't try to change it.
That's right. And in that show, Guys and Dolls, which I was in, I was Big Joey.
I was Nate from Detroit.
Were you really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
It's one of my
guys here.
favorites.
Mine too. And Guys and Dolls, Adeline sang, "Marry the man today and change his ways tomorrow." Well, Cindy and Randy, clients of ours, reached their 50th anniversary, and they were college sweethearts. And she's been with Randy for 50 years because she didn't follow Adeline's advice.
And I agree with that. And I think we've had this conversation. Like I said, I know we have.
Of course.
And that's, I have a friend who was involved with this man, and she just adored him. She thought he was fantastic. He had a crazy lifestyle, and he dated a lot. He dated a lot of different women. And this girlfriend of mine, they got together, and all of a sudden she put her foot down. He's not allowed to go out. He's not allowed to be with this one. He's not allowed to go out, and play poker with the guys. He can't do any of these things. He can't have girls as friends. He can't do any of these things. He's like a caged animal if he stays with her.
He won't.
The truth is that he's not. And because she tried to change him. And the thing is that she liked him the way he was.
The way he was.
And then fear took over. And she realized that, the only way, in her mind, she thought the only way she could keep him was to be with him, only him. That's not the way that you keep somebody. The way you keep somebody is you have a mutual trust and respect for them. And you understand that, you know what? I like this person. I love this person. I want to be with this person. And if you want to, why would you want to change that? I don't understand that mentality.
That's exactly what Cindy and Randy were talking about. When Cindy was saying when they first got married, she was instantly on him about changing his wardrobe, the way he dressed. She says he had way too many T-shirts for her taste. And Randy said something to her that she really took to heart. He said, "Baby, I love you for who you are, not who I want you to be. And I need you to accept me, the guy you married, for who I am."
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
And that's a beautiful thing. But that's the truth.
And Randy will tell everybody, we are both perfectly imperfect the way we are.
Exactly.
Isn't that great?
But that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And
she loves coming in and getting her nails done.
yes, she does.
Yeah.
And something that I always try to do for my co-host is to make your co-host feel special. and unless I have 103-degree fever, I will go that extra mile.
I will
for
say,
you and this show, because it means so much to you.
It does, and I hope that it means as much to you.
It absolutely does.
But the most important thing is that you make whoever is in your life feel special. And that could just mean, that this person likes coffee, bring them a cup of coffee. That this person likes a compliment, give them one.
That's right.
That these persons, because chances are you're going to have more than one person in your life that's important to you, but what it is that makes them feel special. Just remembering the date of something. Just remembering, like for instance, if you remember, the date that, somebody's mother unfortunately passed away, say something soft and gentle to them on that day. If you remember, anything about them that's important to them, let them know.
Like,
this makes them feel special.
Like 1/26/15?
Exactly.
Yeah. Very, very, very important dates. That is something to think about. Very, very important date in my life. And Dorothy and Jeff, they've been together over 60 years. And they say that going the extra mile, according to Dorothy, means doing special things for the most important person in her life each and every day. For her, that's Jeff. And they say, and this is really cute because they were around, Jeff and Dorothy say, "Ask not what you can do for me, but what I can do for you." Do you remember that speech?
That's beautiful, yeah.
That was
that
John
was
F. Kennedy.
JFK. Ask not what you can,
Ask
what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
That's right. You got it. Yeah, I wasn't born then, but I do remember.
Oh yeah, you weren't born then. I think it was me that wasn't born then.
Well, okay. And what I say to you is, don't forget what fun feels like.
Fun is important.
Fun is this show.
Yes.
And preparing for the show.
We have a lot of fun.
Yes, we do.
That's a lot of fun.
Okay, your friend Lois and Bob,
She loves her hair, by the way.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Thank
you. She's adorable. They celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. Are they freaking like 100 years old? She's,
It wasn't their 70th.
No?
No.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay, I thought it was their 70th.
No.
Oh.
It was their 50th, and she's 70.
I get my notes backwards.
She would not be coming into you for that cute little pixie haircut if she was 90-something.
She is adorable.
Okay?
Well, anyway, they say that they enjoy each other every every day, just like I have the pleasure of working with you every day, and the way you bust my chops every day.
You weren't going to say chops, were you?
No, I wasn't. And how you go over radio stuff every day, and you call every day.
He seems like he doesn't like that everyday thing, huh, Mike? It's kind of sounding like that.
But you know what? He loves hating it. You know what I mean?
You know what it is, though? He loves me.
Yeah.
He does. He loves his co-host. He
loves
absolutely
it.
does.
It's like when you make fun of somebody that you really love, you know, like when a mom meets a new boyfriend and really likes him, but she's still gonna give him crap. You know?
Oh yeah.
He gives you loving crap.
Loving crap. I like that.
See, the more I can annoy you, the more I love you.
That's so funny.
Well, anyway, with Lois and Bob, 50th anniversary. Well, they talk about enjoying each other every day, and that means going on cruises, socializing with neighbors, and finding causes to work on together. You know, they're very active in their community, and studies have shown that the happiest couples try new things together on a regular basis, whether it be wine tasting classes.
I love wine tasting.
Yeah, we did that once. Wasn't that great?
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
great.
love wine tastings.
And we haven't been together 50 years. We've been...
Feels like it
Yeah,
sometimes.
it does.
It does feel like it.
They'll do challenging puzzles together, and you puzzle me every day.
Yeah, you see?
There you go.
This is great. So there you go. It's a puzzle.
And doing activities together, and it really recreates the chemical surges of early courtship. You know, at least for Lois and Bob, and they are.
Well, I would think that Lois and Bob know, because after all, 50 years is a long time. It's half a century.
Yeah.
That they're together.
That's longer than I've been around. It's almost longer than you've been around, right?
Oh my God, you are so cute.
Well, so what they do is they are constantly reinventing their ongoing love affair.
Well, that's what's important. Constantly reinvent yourself and your relationship.
And keep the love affair going. I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got dry and brittle? Squeeze a little protein pomade into that parched mane. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. So that was really sweet stories.
Yeah. Oh, so nice. I love that.
And, you know, on the opposite end of the spectrum, you know, for younger people, did you know that men are using their beards to seduce you?
Is that why you're growing a beard right now?
No, I'm growing a beard because I'm ready for a change.
Oh.
I am ready for a change.
Know.
Well,
I think you're into the seducing thing like these guys.
No, well, you know, I'm playing Santa Claus, so I grew the beard.
Oh, is that what it is?
You know, to sort of
For your new job?
You know, I love going to the clubs dressed as Santa Claus. All the girls want to sit on my lap.
Oh, okay. So then basically what I said, you're using your beard to seduce women.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
I knew it.
I didn't
You know what?
realize that.
Aren't I always right? You're the one who tells me I'm always right.
Yeah, but that's only
So-
to keep peace.
Okay, but
in
I
the
was
studio.
right. But I was right.
Yes, you were absolutely right.
And I always am.
You are always right.
I love this. Okay, so okay. So men are using their beards to seduce women. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, and it's this is scientific.
This is a supported study.
Yes.
Okay.
From science.
Oh, fantastic.
Now, you may well know. Now you're saying I'm growing my beard, but you know I've had a beard on and off since high school.
I do know this.
My high school yearbook. I have
For the past...
the makings of a beard.
For the past... Yes. Yes, I saw that.
And what I used to do is I used to drink a glass of chocolate milk and it filled that mustache right in.
Yeah, I'm sure that looked fabulous and turned sour. But, no, for the past on and on, I guess, how many years I've known you. I've seen you on and off with a beard.
Yes.
Yes, I know that. I know it's just something that you do.
Yes, I feel much more rugged.
And then you shave it and say, I feel so clean. And then you let it grow and your rugged is back. It's part of your personality disorder.
Yes, it is.
I know.
And part of the beard is, summertime events. I'm an avid biker. And so as a biker, I need to have a beard.
Oh, to protect your face.
No, to look cool.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny.
Otherwise I look like a CEO posing.
You will never look like a CEO posing, okay? It's just not. Now, you can look like a CEO. Don't misunderstand. But you're not going to just, on an average day, look like a CEO posing.
Posing as a biker.
Yeah, no. You're not. You look like you can be a biker. I mean, you can actually... You have the talent to just kind of be whomever you'd like to be. You blend with everybody. That's a gift.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome, because that is truly a gift. You can do that.
Well, you know what I have found over the years, growing a beard and not having it and putting it back is that, we've all had that one girlfriend who's into beards,
I haven't had that one girlfriend who's into beards. But...
No. Okay. Well, maybe you're the bearded lady.
I could be, with my hormonal issue. I could actually be the bearded lady these days. Thank God for threading and waxing. I will say that.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't mind a girl with a mustache.
I know you like the mustache. I don't have a mustache, though.
Reminds me of my grandmother.
I know it does.
Yeah, well, and it's okay, and it's perfectly acceptable, and
we don't think it's acceptable. That is why we spend so much money waxing.
Some girls have a little stubble.
Oh yeah, some do, and they're not very happy about it.
Well, the lumberjack look.
Size doesn't always matter, though.
Oh,
so
size of what?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, believe it or not,
cute.
The lumberjack look is in.
Okay.
Okay, but...
So let me ask you something about this. Because I don't understand this whole scientific thing with the beard. What is the reason for that?
Well, I'll tell you.
I'm waiting. I'm curious.
Researchers are using and determined that men are using their beards as a badge of dominance to attract women.
Dominance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
These men are specifically growing facial hair specifically to pique your interest and to get some.
It's interesting because I never really thought that, facial hair, I really didn't care for it, to be honest with you, for a very long time. But, I'll tell you, there is something super rugged about a man that has a little bit of facial hair. I don't think a lot is really attractive. Like, I'm not looking for ZZ Top.
Right.
I don't need that, but I'm just thinking like a little bit there is really nice.
Well,
hot.
your husband was in the other day. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he came on, from the gym, he's in his, his shorts. He had a, muscle shirt on, and he had his wool cap, and he had a little facial hair just on his chin. It was like a tea thing. He really looked cool.
Thank you.
And I said something to him, and he smiled at me.
Yeah, he's got that thing going on too.
Yeah.
That facial hair thing going on.
It really looked good on him, and it was very noticeable. Because otherwise, he's a very attractive guy.
Thank you.
And with that beard, there was a certain cool factor.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah, yes,
he's
he is.
Definitely got a coolness factor. You're absolutely right. He's trendy, very trendy.
That's the word.
He
trendy.
really is.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this study. I'm curious about what the reason is.
Well, the badge of dominance means that, whether or not women actually like the look of a beard, they still find it attractive because it suggests that the male is more powerful in society.
Oh, okay. I can understand that.
Yeah. What's the commercial? The most interesting man in the world? Dos Equis. He's an older salt and pepper man with a full beard. The most interesting man.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
So, this study about the guys using this badge of dominance was performed at the University of Western Australia. And scientists found 154 different types of primates used certain features as a sign of dominance.
Wow.
Attractiveness.
Dominance. Speaking of dominance, that is definitely something that attracts women.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We in a lot of our shows, we talk about dominance.
Yeah.
And I think next week we're going to be talking about how you cuddle. And even the way men and women cuddle, you men will show dominance in the way that they cuddle.
Ah.
We're going to talk about that next week.
Fantastic.
So stay tuned for that. That's going to be pretty interesting.
I'm sure.
But anyway, these primates, use these features as a sign of dominance, attractiveness, and an identity and rank within their groups, like monkeys,
Right, right.
The special features in monkeys range from longer noses or even warts. And, and these scientists they say that for human males, the beard is a special feature, or it's the male's way to attract attention. And I've always done that, but I thought it was my charming personality. I guess it was my beard. And
It's always your charming personality. But yeah, the beard is pretty cool too.
Well, the researchers also reported that mustaches and beards, or any kind of ample facial hair among British dudes, really gained popularity from 1842 to 1971.
Wow.
Yeah, 1842. And you look at all these old things, you'll see these guys with beards. And facial hair became a sign of attractiveness and sex appeal.
Well, I would give it to the sex appeal.
Okay. So basically what these researchers are saying is that men are feeling neglected by women, so they need to add a little oomph to their profiles.
They're adding
Hence
the
beard.
hair. Oh,
That's
wow.
right. So guys, I have a piece of advice for you. If you want to get attention, here's a wild idea.
Grow your face.
No, try being nice. Compliments work very well.
I agree.
And say hi. Alrighty, you've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thevoice.com, click on demand, and scroll down directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.